The Sault College Cougars look to sweep this two-game homestand after winning Game 1 by a score of 10-2. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Sault College Cougars hockey. My name is Mike Armitage, and I'll have the play-by-play for this afternoon's game between the Sault College Cougars and the visiting Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. Lawrence Tech comes into today's game playing 10 times with 5 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. Sault College comes into today's game still batting 1,000 with 10 games played, 10 wins, and no losses. And let's go down to ice level for both the American and Canadian national anthems. The Lawrence Tech Blue Devils will start Game 2 with the line of Addie Langton, Sophia Buckberger, and to number 29, Mary Beth Graham. On defense, number 18, Caitlin Moreland, and number 11, Caitlin Fitzpatrick. Starting in goal for the Blue Devils, number 35, Chloe Lemke. And for the Sault College Cougars, they will start with the line of Danica West, Taryn Sullivan, and number 25, Peyton Stoss. On defense, number 11, Amelia Williams. Number 26, Mayana Boisano. Starting in goal this afternoon for the Sault College Cougars from British Columbia, number 33, Denali Forsyth. Chloe Lemke came in relief of starting goaltender Rachel Hart in game 1. And she was absolutely rock solid the rest of the way. And we'll see what she can do here this afternoon. Sophia Buckberger held pretty silent in game 1. And we'll see what she has here in game 2. Lawrence Tech in their darks with blue trim. Sault College in their white with blue trim. Here we go. We're underway here in game number 2. Stoss coming in looking for the puck. And it comes back on the stick of Danica West. West shovels it over to Amelia Williams. Gently coming through center. Over the line. And that was almost offside, but she turns around and gives out to Bosno. Nice move around Graham. Bosno in the far corner decides to stop. Still has it. And finally she was checked. And out the puck comes into the center ice area. Sullivan knocks it over to Peyton Stoss. Stoss, short pass. Sullivan shoots, and that's steered aside by Lemke. Sullivan in behind to Stoss. Back to Williams. Stoss let that one go all the way around the goal. And that'll be Caitlin Fitzpatrick on the far side. Kept in by the Cougars. Caitlin Jock. Number 21 has the puck. Jock bounces it off the boards, bounces it to herself. To Material Land. And the Blue Devils get control of the puck. That's Buckberger coming through center. She was hauled down from behind by Land. Forsyth gives it off to Lily Walsmith. Land. Look, Emily up through center, over the line. Oh, and she almost beat number 7, Benson, but couldn't beat the right skate. Lee has the puck again. Jocks with a shot. That one went wide. Abby McDonald on the near boards. Number 20. Shoots the puck in for the Sault College Cougars. Moreland for Lawrence Tech. Gave that away up through center to Hayden Dunn, but gets it back. A good break there, and the puck is shot down the ice. That was a dangerous play, and the Sault College Cougars couldn't capitalize on that one. Icing is the call on the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils with 18:07 left to go in the first period. No score here so far. The face-off will come to the right of Chloe Lemke. Weaver coming in to pick up the puck. Front of the net, and that one off a skate. Right to Jordan Beavis. Had one of the goals last night, did number 17, Jordan Beavis. Tara Knight with some back checking. And Ophelia Lucas Edberg slotting into the lineup here in game 2. Comes Tara Knight coming through center. With Dunn coming to the goal. Tara Knight back to Enberg. And that hopped over her stick. So Maddie Fick will have to come back into her own zone and regroup. Maddie Fick. That one off the stick of Enberg. And it's back inside the Sault College zone. Hayden Dunn, number 5. Gathers it in. Coming out to her own zone. Coming through center. Nice move to get out. Hayden Dunn all by herself. Shoots, and that's steered aside by Lemke. Buckberger checked by Weaver. And Benson on the near boards. Looking for Langdon. Had the other goal. That's stolen by Ava Bois. Bois right in, and she backhanded that one. Rebound! And that was shot by Fantazier on the short side. And the puck skips over the stick of number 27, Laidlaw. Wasn't over the shot. That one was knocked off something in front of the goal. Fantazier has the puck all the way across, and the puck went all the way through Laidlaw. Looking for Bois, and she took a swipe at that one and missed. Look, Lavoda across the ice to Mariana Bosno. Bosno coming in. Shoots, and that one off the stick of Lemke. Ava Bois in the far side. She was checked right away on the boards. But Lavoda, good work to keep it in. Bois hands it off to Bosno. Drops it back to Bois. Ball was checked right away by Fitzpatrick. Beavis dumps the puck deep in the Sault College zone. Forsyth gives it to Glavoda. Bounces it off the boards. Peyton Stoss, 3-on-2. Stoss, Sullivan, and West. Stoss trying to come in. and she was hacked, and the puck comes off her stick. McDonald comes flying in and keeps the puck in. West shoots, and she shoots that puck high over top of the net and off the glass. Williams, and she couldn't keep it in, and it comes back out into the neutral zone. Danica West shoots it in, and she needs a change. She's been out for a while. Buckberger bounces that off the boards. That's knocked down by Williams. And Pernod was knocked down by Stoss. And nobody saw that one. That could have been an interference penalty. What? And that was McDonald looking for a give and go. That one didn't work out. That pass is picked off by Jock. Shoots it right into the glove of Chloe Lemke. With 14:55 left to go in the first period. No score here so far in Game 2 of this two-game series between the Sault College Cougars and the visiting Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. Lee, Jock, Land, Lucas Enberg, and Walsmith for the Cougars. Back to Lucas Enberg. Materia Land. Back to Ophelia Lucas Enberg. To Materia Land, and she missed that pass. Lee let it come in front of the net. Out come the Blue Devils. Enberg to Walsmith. Back to Enberg. And she lost control of that, and that's Fennessy. To Buckberger, streaking down the left side, and Lucas Enberg chasing. Buckberger with a shot right on. And that was Denali Forsyth right there. And no damage is caused. 14:24 left to go in the first period. No score. Face-off to the right of the Sault College goal. Maddie Fick to Glavoda. She was checked. And the puck is brought back around the near boards. Beavis. Puck comes out, but it's on the stick of Weaver. She tried to break through both of them. Almost made it through, and Sarah Benson came back to take away the puck. Buckberger. And she lost that puck in her skates. Maddie Fick trying to get away. But Beavis has it in the near corner. And it skips out to Hayden Dunn. That pass looking for Weaver. And it's not icing as Weaver beats Sarah Benson to the end of the rink. And that forced Chloe Lemke to cover it up. And the faceoff will be deep in the Blue Devil zone. 13:48 left to go in the first period. Sault College 0. Lawrence Tech 0. The faceoff will be to the left of the Blue Devils goal. Laidlaw. She lost control of that puck, and it's out into the neutral zone. Glavoda decides to turn around and regroup across to Maddie Fick. Long pass on the stick of Reese Laidlaw coming down the left side. Looking for Fantazier. That was in her skates. And Moreland all the way around to Beavis. Jordan Beavis coming down the left side. She flips it by Boisonneau. Forsyth gives it to Williams. Williams was checked. And Williams ends up with the puck after it bounces off a couple of skates. Williams coming through her own zone. Dubois, she tipped it by Moreland. And Fitzpatrick will be there to get the puck for the Blue Devils. Somebody fell on the near board. That might have been Buckberger. That was Beavis. It fell down. Sullivan in front of the goal. That's West. Shoots. Oh, and she shot it off Lemke high over top of the net. And out of play. Danica West was all by herself, but she was in really close and couldn't capitalize. 12:48 left to go in the first period. No score here so far. Sullivan to West on the far hash marks. Back to Boisonneau. Boisonneau hanging on to the puck. Boisonneau, a short pass to Danica West. Stops. Turning away. West shoots! And she shot that one off Lemke. Williams lost control of that, but it comes back to Danica West. West still has the puck. Number 7, Danica West. Circling across to Williams. Williams shoots, and she ripped that one over top of the goal. Bozino. Stoss. Back to Mariana Bozino. Lee, all by herself on the far side. Lee shoots. That was a high shot stopped by Lemke. And the Blue Devils get it out over the stick of Bozino. And there'll be no icing. And Amelia Williams, the Peterborough, Ontario girl, has the puck for the Sault College Cougars. And she whiffed on that pass, but gets it back, but couldn't get it out. Buckberger. Williams stopped it with her skates. Buckberger has it back. Sophia Buckberger. There was a shot by Fantasy. Buckberger falls again. Williams out for a while. She's going to have to change pretty soon. And Walsmith gets it high off the glass and all the way down the ice. And that will be icing on the Sault College Cougars. And we'll see if they let Williams change. They shouldn't. But we'll see if they let her change. They're going to say that it's not icing, so the faceoff will be at center ice with 11:16 left to go in the first period. Nobody has found the back of the net yet. Pernod coming over the line. Shoots, and that one went wide of the goal. Land. Looking for a bit. Emily on the far side. Emily gathers the puck in. Dishes it back to Walsmith. Across to Abby McDonald, a smooth skating first-year defender for the Sault College Cougars. Look at her skate. Number 20. Long, smooth strides. Front of the net. Now pass went behind Weaver. Graham couldn't get it by Walsmith. Weaver coming in. Pick it up. Walsmith going to shoot. Rebound. Lemke had trouble controlling that shot. Graham getting it out. And Tara Knight. Tenacious on the puck. Tara Knight. Oh, and she lost control of that as he was trying to get around Benson. Abby McDonald for the Sault College Cougars. Zoe Weaver shoots that one off the stick. Into the far corner. Buckberger bounces that off the glass. And it got by Walsmith. Will that one be icing? And icing will indeed be the call. We're halfway through the first period. Neither team has yet to find the back of the goal. Face off to the right of Chloe Lemke. Pantazier on the draw for the Cougars. Winning that, it's back to Wenberg. Shoots, that's blocker down by Lemke. Graham trying to get the puck out, but there's three Cougars there. Laidlaw coming out with the puck. In behind the goal to Fantazier. With Bois lurking in front of the net. She couldn't get the puck to her. Graham couldn't get that. Was a weak effort. And Fick keeps it in. It's over to Lucas Enberg. Shoots. That one hit something in front of the goal. Bois with a shot from the front. And that was stopped. And Buckberger gets control of the puck for the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. Blue Devils. Shoots. That one went way wide of the goal. Beavis in behind the net for Buckberger. And Buckberger with a much, much better effort here tonight, this afternoon, than she had one evening ago. Maddie Fick for the Sault College Cougars coming out over the line through center, 2-on-2. Fick and Fantazier. Fick shoots, and a right pad save by Lemke. Fick snake bitten last night. She couldn't find the back of the net, and she had a whole bunch of chances as the Blue Devils shoot the puck down the ice. And icing will be the call with 8:53 left to go in the first period. No score here so far in game two. Sullivan, Stoss, West, Wazano, and Klavoda. West shoots, and that one was blocked. Here comes Pernod. She taps that by Klavoda. Wazano giving chase, and she gets the puck from Pernod. Wazano. Long, rink-wide pass to Peyton Stoss. Number 25, Stoss. For Sullivan, she was tripped, and there's going to be a penalty coming up. And that'll be Kaylin Moreland as she got her stick in the skates of Taryn Sullivan. And that is what hockey people would call a good penalty, because if there was no trip, Sullivan was all by herself, one-on-one with Chloe Lemke. 8:30 left to go in the first period. Still no score. the Sault College Cougars will get the first power play of today's game. Lee, Jock, Land, Lavoda, and Fick. Land, back to Maddie Fick. Quickly over to Glavoda, Matea Glavoda. To Materia Land on the right side. From the net. Backhand shot by Jacques was stopped. Jacques to Land, too hard for Land. But Glavoda comes in to pick it up. Matea Glavoda sends it to the goal, and that's blockered away. But Emily on the puck for the Sault College. Back to Maddie Fick. Fick over to Glavoda. Glavoda shoots, and that one went off something high over top of the goal. Lee quickly over to Land. Land back to Glavoda. To Fick. Shoots, and that went off a stick in front of the goal, high up into the netting. And the whistle goes with 7:44 left to go in the first period. 1:14 left to go in the penalty. To Caitlin Moreland. Already a much better game here this afternoon than we had one day ago. McDonald shoots, and that was a low shot on the glove side. Snared out of the air by Chloe Lemke. 7:38 left to go in the first period. 1:08 left to go in the penalty to Caitlin Moreland. No score so far. Walsmith going to come right in. Shoots, and she shot it wide. Peyton Stoss, Walsmith shot that puck wide, and she was right in the house. Danica West coming out in front. West shoots. What a right pad save that was. Walsmith over to West. Maybe try the same thing. West shoots, and that one off the glove of Lemke. Stoss and West coming in looking for a loose puck. West comes out with it. Danica West back to McDonald, and she mishandled that one, and it comes out over the line. So Sault College has to tag up Walsmith for the Sault College Cougars. Drops that off to Peyton Stoss. To Sullivan. Shoots right on, and that was gloved down by Chloe Lemke. 6:49 left to go in the first period. 19 seconds left in the penalty to Caitlin Moreland. And we're still no score here in period number 1. Jock, Land, Lee, Wozino, and Amelia Williams for the Sault College Cougars. Lee quickly off the draw. That shot went off a stick and steered aside by Lemke. Williams. That went off a stick, and it comes out into the center ice area. Materia Land coming through center. Nice move around Langton. Then the penalty's over. We're back to full strength. Williams with a shot. That one went right in front of the goal, and Jock took a swing at that one on the backhand, but missed. Wasn't all shot that one away wide. Materia Land fires it around the boards. And that'll be Caitlin Jock on the near boards. Back to Mariana Bozino. Oh, and she went over her stick. And she taps it back to Hayden Dunn on the far side to Williams, who shoots it inside the Blue Devil zone. Bozino, good work to get around Langton. Bozino. Backhand pass, and that'll be Hayden Dunn on the far side. Bangs it by Moreland. Hayden Dunn with Weaver in front of the goal all by herself. And the puck didn't make it. Pernod gets it out into the neutral zone. Lucas Enberg lost it to Pernod. And Maddie Fick will bang it off the far boards. That's Moreland. Shoots it back inside the Sault College zone. That was a giveaway by Fick, but Pernod couldn't control it. Oh, the Sault College Cougars got lucky there as Fick gave that up right inside the house. Hayden Dunn up the center to Zoe Weaver. And good work by Moreland to give it off to Sarah Benson. That one off the skate of Tara Knight right into Chloe Lemke, who covers it up. 5:03 left to go in the first period. Sault College, no score. And Lawrence Tech, no score. Face-off will be to the right of the Lawrence Tech goal. Ava Bois shoots, rebound. Where is it? It's there for the taking, and it's swiped away by Mary Beth Graham. Wozino takes a shot, And that one made it through, but it was wide. Wah. Back to Glavoda. Over to Boisano. Boisano shoots. Rebound. A couple of whacks out of the puck, squirts out. And Fantazier bounces on. She shot that one and it went just wide of the far side. Glavoda. Again, they mishandled the puck. That's about the third time at the blue line that the Sault College defense have mishandled that pass. Fantazier. Over to Glavoda. Glavoda coming in. Backhand pass, and that went through the stick of Laidlaw. Back to Glavoda. Shoots, and she shot that one away wide. Fantazier. Back to McDonald. McDonald, she was knocked down by Langton. And that puck, no, they're not calling it a high stick as Sault College touched it first. Danica West on the near boards gives it off to Peyton Stoss. Stoss shoots, that was wide. Danica West beating Pernod to the puck. Stoss and Langdon battling for the puck on the far boards. In comes Danica West to help out. The puck squirts out, and it's out into the neutral zone. Walsmith has got her stick in the way, and back comes Taryn Sullivan to West. Backhand pass, and she didn't get much on that one as she was being hooked at the same time, and Chloe Lemke covers it up. 3:17 left to go in the first period. Sault College, no score, and Lawrence Tech, no score. Sault College firing 16 shots at Chloe Lemke with only one going against Denali Forsyth. Lucas Enberg. Short pass to Danica West. West to Peyton Stoss. Stoss all the way across to Walsmith. Shoots! Scores! And somehow that one off the glove of Chloe Lemke into the back of the net. And with 3:04 left to go in the first period, number 15, the British Columbia native Lily Walsmith, with her mom watching at home, gets a goal just for mom. So the Sault College Cougars are up by a score of 1-0. And we'll see if that opens the floodgates here. Emily. Nice move, Emily. Across the land. Scores! Just like that. It's 2-0 for the Sault College Cougars. And that took 7 seconds after the first goal. And the Sault College Cougars have opened the floodgates here. And what a gorgeous setup by number 6, Emily. And you can see those magic hands and why she's the all-time point leader for the Sault College Cougars. They were pretty quick to drop the puck as Sault College hadn't even had their 5 players on the ice. But Matea Glavoda gathers it in her own zone, coming down the left wing. Still has it. And that, she still has it. Well, she tried to go through the legs of Fennessy. As Materia Land was looking for the second one. Emily coming in. Oh, and she tried a back pass, backhand. Jock falling into the boards, but quickly up and has the puck. Jock, where is it? Land took a swipe at that one. And Lemke covers it up with 2:20 left to go in the first period. Sault College are up by 2. 2 fast goals. One by Lily Walsmith. And 7 seconds later, Material Land makes it 2-0 for the Sault College Cougars. Maddie Fick looking for her first goal of the weekend. In a round. That's Hayden Dunn. Back to Fick. Fick shoots. It trickles through and there's a swipe at it by Sullivan. Tara Knight on the far side. Knight shoots and she flipped that one over top of the goal. Beavis couldn't get it by Fick. Fick's going to come in. Shoots, that was blocked. And Buckberger lost her stick. Hayden Dunn to Glavoda. Back to Dunn. Hayden Dunn coming through center. Poke check by Buckberger. And Buckberger's hauled down. And there's going to be a penalty there to number 2, Maddie Fick, as she hauled down number 91, Sophia Buckberger. The Lawrence Tech Blue Devils will get their first power play chance of today's game with 1:32 left to go in the first period. The faceoff will come to the right of Forsyth. Buckberger, Beavis, and Pernod up front for the Blue Devils. And Fitzpatrick couldn't keep it in. Beavis, that was swiped away right away by Jock. Jock and Stoss out there again. Just a real nuisance to play against when those two are penalty killing. Moreland being bothered by Stoss. And in comes Buckberger for some pressure to help. But all they're doing is killing power play time deep in the Blue Devil zone. Beavis in her own zone. Over to Buckberger. Check that, Fitzpatrick, number 11. What work there by Jocks to get the puck from her, back checking. And Stoss fires it down the ice. Out comes Knight and Weaver. Penalty killing for the Sault College Cougars. Bodies everywhere in behind the Blue Devils net. And they're both up. Amelia Williams. Checked there by Langton. Langton to Beavis. Langton with a shot right on. And Forsyth with a nice glove save with 21.7 seconds left to go in the first period. 50 seconds left to go in the power play. Sault College 2 and Lawrence Tech, no score. Knight and Langton on the draw. Knight winning that, and it's rimmed around the boards. That'll be kept in by Moreland. Moreland. And that's kept in by Langton. Fennessy in front of the goal that went all the way through. Fitzpatrick shoots. Rebound. There it is. And Wall-Smith was there to clear the puck out of harm's way. A much, much better effort so far here for the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. And after 20 minutes to play, the Sault College Cougars 2 and the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils, no score. We'll be back in about 13 minutes time for period number 2. Welcome back inside the Northern Community Centre in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Mike Armitage calling the action today between the Sault College Cougars and the visiting Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. Lily Wall-Smith opened the scoring for the Sault College Cougars, and 6 seconds later, Material Land made it 2-0, and that's where we sit now. With 28 seconds left in the penalty to Maddie Fick, the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils will start on the power play. Amelia Williams gets it down the ice. Puck skipping over the stick of Moreland. Fitzpatrick. And she just gave that away. And Boisneau gave that to Buckberger. Sorry, gave that to Langton, and she shot it inside the Sault College zone. Boisneau. That was a weak pass to Buckberger. Shoots, and that one went off something, and there wasn't much on that one. Fitzpatrick sends it to the goal. And Boisneau. Penalty's up. And Sault College Cougars are back to full strength. Moreland stops. Checked by West. Good work by Danica West. Back to Boisneau. Shoots. Rebound. And Stoss picks it up. Back to Williams. Shoots. That one off the side of the goal. Stoss in the far side being checked by Moreland. And the puck skips over to Fitzpatrick. Boisneau keeping that in. Again, Boisneau keeping that in. And Peyton Stoss has the puck in behind the goal line. Out to Danica West. West trying to backhand shot, and she was checked. Sullivan coming in to pick up the puck. Peyton Stoss on the far side. Across to Wall-Smith. And she just dumps it back in the corner as she was being checked by Jordan Beavis. Beavis on the stick of Sophia Buckberger. And Buckberger bangs it off the boards. And Forsyth will give it off. Dabadale McDonald off the far boards. And that might be icing as it goes all the way down. But Material Land will be there first. So no icing on the play. Good work by number 17 for the Sault College Cougars. Sarah Benson for Lawrence Tech. Across to Kathleen Fennessy. Back to Benson. And the puck ends up on the stick of Land. Shoots, scores! A short side shot by number 17, Materia Land. And she gets her second goal of today's game. And the Sault College Cougars are up by a score of 3-0. From this angle, it was not sure if that went in the short side or it went along the long side. But Materia Land found a hole and put the puck right in the hole. Wallsmith, McDonald to Jock and Lee, 2-on-1. Jock shoots, scores! And just like in the first period, 2 quick goals for the Sault College Cougars. And Caitlin Jock, the team's leading scorer, adds to her totals as she buries a biscuit on a nice rush from the center ice line right to the house. And the Sault College Cougars are up by a score of 4-0. So not a good start here in the second period for Lawrence Tech as they had a real good first period. Maddie Fick gives it to Hayden Dunn. Dunn. And that went off the stick of Fitzpatrick. Tara Knight. Back to Maddie Fick. Round the far boards. Hayden Dunn. Banks that off the boards to Enberg. And Hayden Dunn and Fitzpatrick bodying each other for the puck. Enberg to Dunn. That ends up in behind the goal. And Moreland lost that to Dunn. Wrap around. And Lemke shuts the door on her left side with 16:59 left to go in the second period. Sault College 4 and Lawrence Tech no score. Face-off will be to the right of goaltender Chloe Lemke. Weaver, Knight, Dunn, Fick, and number 24, Lucas Enberg for the Sault College. Fick keeping that in. Maddie Fick coming in to take the puck. She was checked at the line. Sault College having a bit of trouble at the offensive blue line on each end. Zoe Weaver coming back inside the offensive zone. She was checked. Tara Knight shoots and she shot that one wide. And that'll be Pernod coming down the left side, being hunted down by Hayden Dunn. Good work by Pernod to stick with it. And the puck ends up in the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils bench. 16:24 left to go in the second period. Sault College 4 and Lawrence Tech no score. Beavis, Buckberger, Graham up front for the Blue Devils. Buckberger with a shot. And a quick glove that was by Denali Forsyth as Buckberger let that one rip. And she got a lot on that one. Good work by Beavis to win that draw clean. And this time the Sault College Cougars win the draw. Glavoda in behind her own goal. She lost control of that puck. Reese Laidlaw coming in to take control, and she shot over to a far wing. Sarah Benson picks it up, and she shoots it off the boards and out into the center ice area. Matea Glavoda backhand pass to Ava Bois, being checked by Fennessy. Laidlaw being the first one there, as that wasn't much of an effort by Benson to get to the puck. And the puck's back to Glavoda. Graham lost that one to Laidlaw. Laidlaw back to Glavoda. Glavoda's going to come right in. Sends it to the goal, and she fired a shot high off the glass. Boisano in behind the Lawrence Tech goal. And she was looking for Laidlaw on the pass, Mr. Stick. Glavoda, another chance. Shoots again, rebound. And it popped over the stick of Aaliyah Fantazier. And back comes Sarah Benson. And she shoots that cross ice. And Forsyth leaves it there for Ava Bois. Number 3 for the Sault College Cougars. Ava Bois coming down the left side. She's all by herself, 1-on-4. Wow, right in front of the net, and there was nobody there. Pernod And Danica West gets the puck back on the far side. West. She was looking for Stoss, but the pass didn't make it through. Stoss keeping it in. Does she ever stop working, number 25? Maybe at the end of the game. Stoss looking for Williams, a one-time shot, and she blistered that one 10 feet over top of the goal. The puck comes back around the near boards. Williams again. Shovels that in to Peyton Stoss. Stoss stops. She's bumped into by Fennessy. Back to West. West will give it back to McDonald. To Williams, and she knocked it back into the center ice area. So Sault College will have to come out and not to be offside. Here comes McDonald. Watch her go. Look at her go. And she was poke checked at the last second by Benson. Back comes Buckberger. Long outlet pass, and that was too far ahead of Kalina Perneau. And then they waved that off. How that happened. That was icing. Kaylin Fitzpatrick gave that away to Danica West. West, that one bounced off a skate. And Taryn Sullivan will gather it in. Coming right in, finally poke-checked, and Beavis will come out. Jordan Beavis coming over the line. Beavis leaves it there for Moreland, but she couldn't catch up to the pass. Amelia Williams around the boards to Lily Wolfsmith. Up the center on the stick of Caitlin Jock, and she lost control of that. And Williams shooting it deep inside the Sault College zone, and check out the Lawrence Tech zone. And Emily will get it. Give it back to Caitlin Jock. From the net for Lance, scores! What a play that was by the three Sault College Cougars. Lee to Jock. Lee to Jock to Land to the back of the net. And that's Material Land's third of the game. And we'll see if any hats come on the ice. They can't. They're screened all the way around, so nobody can toss their hats. And the Sault College Cougars are up by a score of 5-0 with 12:58 left to go in the second period. Lavoda. Check that, Swalsmith, 15. Land. Too far ahead of Lee, but she gets it off the boards. Emily, right in, shoots! And she was looking high on the blocker side as her two line mates crashed the net, looking for a loose puck. .46 left to go in the second period. Sault College 5 and Lawrence Tech no score. Lily Walsmith with the puck. And the referees have detected a foul. They've detected several fouls here this weekend right off the face-off. And this one's going to be 2 minutes for checking to the head. And that'll be number, I didn't see who it was, number 16. Number 18, Tara Knight, looks like in the box. So the Blue Devils will go back to the power play. With 12:40 left to go in the second period. And that skipped by Moreland. So Benson has to come back and get the puck. Big chase by Weaver. Here comes Sarah Benson, number 7. Around done, but she's going to lose that to Fick, who shoots it back out. Govoda and Weaver trying to get the puck by Moreland. Pernod coming in to look for the puck, and it comes out. And it's going to be number 95, Addie Langton. Backhand pass to Sarah Benson. Benson leaves it there for Sophia Buckberger. Buckberger, she was checked by Dunn. So Moreland has to start again. In behind her own goal to Buckberger. And out comes Jock. Jock. What a penalty killer she is. And Glavoda dumps it back inside the Lawrence Tech zone. Buckberger giving her a shot for a good measure. Sauce. 1-on-3. Just say exactly the same as last night. It's like a duplicate part of her game. 1 white player, 3 black players. And the black players finally get the puck. Back comes Buckberger. Pushes that by Glavoda. She was dumped by Jock. And this time, Jock's going to get a penalty. Jock went back at her. I thought she was going to give her a shot. But in fact, she was just picking up the stick that she lost. Caitlin Jock will go to the box. And for 32 seconds, the Sault College Cougars will be 2 players short. What a chance this is for the Blue Devils to get back into the game. Stoss, Glavoda, and done for the Sault College Cougars with 11:14 left to go in the second period. Sault College winning that draw, and it's going to be Glavoda firing it. Couldn't get it. She did get it by Fennessy. So Stoss, one-on-one with Fitzpatrick. Stoss just decides to kill time. Still has it. Stoss bumped by Fennessy, and Beavis coming in to get the puck. And Jordan Beavis coming out for Lawrence Tech. Hands it off to Sophia Buckberger. The Cougars are 1 player short. Beavis shoots it. She shot on the short side wide. Boisano down the ice. And Fitzpatrick will have to hurry. Hayden Dunn bearing down. Fitzpatrick off the boards. Give that up. That was a giveaway to Lee. And she was looking for Dunn shorthanded. Kathleen Fennessy on the far side through the skates of Kalina Pernod. Amelia Williams, shorthanded, coming down the left side. Being cut off there nicely by Sarah Benson. Back to Lee. And Williams with 45 seconds left to go in the penalty. The Kaylin Jock. Sault College has the puck. Material Land and Lee. Land over to Emily. Shoots. A backhand shot stopped by Lemke. And Sault College getting the better chances here on this power play for the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. 9 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the second period. 36 seconds left to go in the penalty to Kaylin Jock. Lee, Land. Williams and Boisano. Mayana Boisano into Lee. She lets it go in behind the goal. Material Land will be there first to get the puck. Land stops and turns. Land back to Williams. Williams shoots it back inside the Blue Devil zone. Fantazier on the far side, and the puck scout into the neutral zone. Boisano will shoot it back in, and that'll do it for the power play as Kaylin Jock is set to come back onto the ice. Fantazier on the far side gives it off to Reese Laidlaw. Laidlaw in front of the net. Rebound. Fantazier with a backhand shot. Wall with a shot. And that's covered up by Chloe Lemke with 9:06 left to go in the second period. Sault College 5 and the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. No score. Waugh, Fantazier, Laidlaw, Walsmith, and McDonald for the Sault College Cougars. McDonald off the wall. Fennessy shoots it back, and that's going to end up down the ice. No icing as Lily Walsmith comes back to get the puck. Walsmith. She's allowed to come all the way out. A hack there by Buckberger. Walsmith with Fantazier in front of the goal. Walsmith around the goal. She's going to keep it herself. Dishes it off to McDonald. Abby McDonald shoots. That was blocked by Moreland. And it comes out back inside the Sault College zone. Walsmith will have it. Rink wide pass to McDonald. She missed that pass. Langdon tried to shoot it in. Walsmith. That was intercepted. Oh, it wasn't. Buckberger let it go. That looked to be going like it was going to be intercepted. Moreland with Laidlaw coming in to take the puck. Waugh and Buckberger in behind the goal. Laidlaw coming in looking for a loose puck. And Pernod has it for Lawrence Tech. Pernod and Fick one-on-one. Pernod knocks it by Fick. But Sullivan will be there to get the puck for Sault College. Terrence Sullivan, long pass looking for Peyton Stoss, and that was intercepted by Buckberger. Terrence Sullivan has a wrap around, and Lemke got there just in time. Bernard looking for Bebus, and that went off Matty Fick. Stoss just Danica West to Fick, and she shot that one off the skate of Moreland. Stoss shoots right into the glove of Chloe Lemke. 7:15 left to go in the second period. Sault College 5 and Lawrence Tech no score. Lee, Jock, Land, Glavoda, and Boisano for the Sault College Cougars. Sarah Benson firing it around the boards. And that's chipped by Glavoda. Jock hands it off to Mariana Boisano. Bank pass, and that was behind Land. Land has it, and somebody blew a tire right by the bench. That was Kaylin Jock, but she looks to be all right. Land back to Glavoda. Glavoda in front of the net. Land shoots. That was stopped by Lemke. Land back to Glavoda. Around Langton. Glavoda. Around Fitzpatrick. Still has it. Glavoda turns and shovels it into the corner. Lee looking for the puck. Back out, and that's on the stick of Bebus. Coming out. Back checking by Lee. Comes and gets the puck. Lee 1-on-4. Keeps the puck around the net. Looking for a pass in front of the goal. Done. Right in close. And the whistle went. And we're not really sure why. Has the net come off? But the whistle went with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the second period. Sault College 5 and Lawrence Tech no score. Knight winning that draw. It comes back to Wims. One-time shot. And that was Weaver in front looking for a deflection. Knight overskated the puck. So she rims it around the board. That'll be Hayden Dunn on the far side. And she shot that to nobody. And so Amelia Williams will have to come back. That was close as she handed that off to Abby McDonald. And she comes smooth as silk. Skating through center. Number 20 is Knight. Shoots. Oh, and she fired that wide from 12 feet in front. Weaver. Back to McDonald. Bank pass to Weaver. Shoots right on, and Lemke swallows that up into her chest. With 5.5 minutes left to go in the second period. Sault College 5 and the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils no score. Moreland. That pass was intercepted by Laidlaw. Back to the point. That's Ophelia Lindbergh. Walsmith sends it to the net, and it trickled just wide. Buckberger picks it up and sends it down the ice, but Walsmith bats that down. Walsmith to Ava Bois. Bois dumping it in. And Fennessy picks it up, and she's tripped. And there's going to be a penalty to the Sault College Cougars. And that will be number 3. Ava Blah will sit in the box as she got her stick tangled up into the skates of the Blue Devil player number 5, Kathleen Fennessy. With 4:56 left to go in the second period, the Blue Devils will go back to the power play, looking to see if they can get on the board. Jock and Stoss. The usual duo, penalty killing for head coach Megan Dubas and the Sault College Cougars. And when those two are penalty killing, they are just a regular pain in the butt to play against. Jock's shooting it down the ice. And look at Stoss go. She's almost there first. She started from the other end of the rink, and she gives her a blast as she went by. Jocks right in front of the net, short-handed, and she was allowed to walk right in front of the goal around Sarah Benson. Benson. That's to Fitzpatrick. And the Blue Devils just give that away to Glavoda. And Glavoda, backhand pass down the ice. Lemke will leave it there for Benson. Drops that off for Fitzpatrick. Buckberger, rink wide to Jordan Beebus. Beebus coming through center. And she was looking for Graham. Benson all the way across. Buckberger, short pass to Beebus. Decides to backhand it by Glavoda. And Maddie Fick will have it for Sioux College. Rims it around the boards. Stoss couldn't get it by. Fitzpatrick. Glavoda. Off Benson. Does it come out? No. And that'll be steered aside easily by Forsyth. Beebus. That pass in front of the goal was stopped by Glavoda. Glavoda couldn't get the puck by Fitzpatrick. Beebus shoots, and that one off the stick of Glavoda over top of the goal. Pernod taps that back to Benson. Benson across to Fitzpatrick, and she couldn't handle that pass. Stoss poke checked her player. And Beebus was heading off the ice. Glavoda trying to get a rush, and the penalty's up. Ava Blob back on the ice. Sioux College full strength. Glavoda over the line. She just shoots it in as she has to change. She's been out for a while. Weaver for Sioux College. Zoe Weaver. Backhand pass in front of them. There was a backhand shot by Knight. Went over top of the goal. Weaver shoots, and that went off a stick over top of the net. She was prime real estate there to get a shot away. But a stick deflected that over top of the goal. And they're actually going to call a penalty on number 5, Hayden Dunn, for chipping the Lawrence Tech player after the whistle. That is a definition of a weak call. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the second period, and the Blue Devils will go back to the power play. Material Land and Emily, Mayanna Boisano and Amelia Williams, the penalty killers for the Sioux College Cougars, as Stoss and Jock had just come off a penalty killing spree. Land comes Material Land one-on-one with Fennessy. Land front. She decides to hang on to the puck. Material Land gives it to Lee. Emily, number 6, Lee. Land was going for a pass, and Lee decides to turn away. Lee back to Amelia Williams. Williams is going to dump it deep inside the Blue Devil zone. Lee is going to beat Moreland to the puck. Moreland bumps Lee, knocks her down. And Langton comes and picks the puck up. Land almost intercepted that one, and Beebus has the puck on the near boards coming over the line with Pernod. Drops that there for Langton. But Lee got her stick in the way, and it comes out into the center ice area. Boisano, Mayanna Boisano is going to shoot that all the way down the ice. And Lemke will leave it there for Caitlin Moreland, number 18 for the Blue Devils. Langton picks up the puck. West trying to, with some good penalty killing. Langton cross. Fantasy, one-time pass to Beebus, coming down the right side. Ballsmith forces her. Fantasy with a shot. Scores! And that shot came from just inside the blue line. A one-time pass and shot by Kathleen Fennessy. Beats Denelli Forsyth low to the blocker side. So a power play goal in the last minute of the second period. And the Blue Devils are on the board. .2 seconds left to go in the second period. Sioux College 5 and the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils 1. Here comes Peyton Stoss and Terrence Sullivan. Stoss with a shot that's steered aside by Lemke. West still has it. Dishes it off to Fick. Fick. What a play that was by Sullivan to get the puck to herself. And that was Peyton Stoss giving the business to number 11. Kaylin Fitzpatrick in front of the goal. And that was probably more of a penalty than the one that they gave earlier to Hayden Dunn. 27 seconds left to go in the second period. Fick into Dunn. Weaver gives it off to Hayden Dunn. Knight coming in. That's poke checked away by Buckberger. Pernod. And couldn't get it by Maddie Fick. Maddie Fick coming in for one last rush. Fick is going to run out of time. And the buzzer sounds. And after 40 minutes to play, the Sault College Cougars 5 and the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils 1. We'll be back in 13 minutes time for the third period. Welcome back inside the Northern Community Centre in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Mike Armitage with the play-by-play here for today's game between the Sault College Cougars and the visiting Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. Sault College 5 and the Blue Devils 1. A much, much better showing by Lawrence Tech here today. Wasn't for Sault College to Peyton Stoss on the right wing. Into Terrence Sullivan. Back to West, shoots! And a glove save by Chloe Lemke as Danica West can really blister the puck. And she didn't get all of that one. Or Lemke wouldn't have been able to move if she would have got everything. Sullivan back to Boisseneau. Boisseneau bounces that off the boards to Stoss. Stoss dishes it back to Boisseneau. Shoots, and that was deflected wide of the goal. West and Moreland. Fitzpatrick checked that. West coming out with the puck. Shoots! And the puck ends up in the corner. And it's pushed to the point. Williams couldn't keep it in. And Danica West retreats and comes back to get the puck in behind her own goal. Danica West to Terrence Sullivan. 3-on-2. Sullivan. Stoss. Sullivan. Right in. Shoots. Rebound. And it went wide of the goal. Sullivan has it again. Shoots. That was blocked by Fennessy. Sullivan still has it. Lee trying to go through the legs of Benson. Couldn't do it. And Wall-Smith will gather it in to Abby McDonald down the right side. McDonald around Fennessy. McDonald leaves it there. First Jocks, and she shot it wide. Wall-Smith. Material Land. She lost control of the puck, but gets it back. Land shoots, and she fanned on that one. Wall-Smith shoots that one off Emily wide. Land. McDonald into Emily. Backhand pass in front of the goal, looking for Land, and the puck didn't make it. Lee shoots that one off Material Land. Benson just pushes it to the side. Jock to McDonald. Sends it to the goal. Rebound. And Material Land all by herself. And she buries the biscuit as she was standing all by herself off to the left. And that is number 4 for Material Land here tonight. And the Sault College Cougars are up by a score of 6-1. 17:58 left to go in the third period. Right off the draw. Hayden Dunn around Fitzpatrick. Shoots. Rebound. And it's at the side of the goal. Lemke has it. 17:48 left to go in the third period. Sault College 6 and the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils 1. Face off to the right of the Blue Devils goal. Sault College winning that draw. Back to Lucas Enberg. To Zoe Weaver. Knight shoots. Rebound. Weaver. Oh, and Dunn missed on the far side as she had an open cage. Maybe one of the defenders got a stick in the way. Pass in front of the net, and that was cleared aside by Moreland. Fick on the near boards. That's Zoe Weaver coming out too far ahead of Tara Knight, and the puck is shot down the ice. And that is not icing. How that's not icing. Holy cow, that's the second one tonight. Here comes Maddie Fick. Coming through center, skating well. Coming from left to right. Fick still has it. Laidlaw with a shot, and she ripped that one wide. Henson being checked by Laidlaw. And the puck is out into the center ice area. Maddie Fick just dumps it back in. And Sault College making wholesale changes. And that will allow the Blue Devils to come out. Boisseneau decides to come herself. Boisseneau. And she shoots it deep inside the Blue Devil zone. Sarah Benson being bothered by Ava Bois on the far side. Bois out for Laidlaw. And that's going to be Glavoda at the far side. Glavoda stops. Glavoda across, and a one-time shot by Fantazier, and she shot it wide of the goal. Beavis, 1-on-3. Pernod catching up, and she just backhands it deep inside the Sault College zone. Glavoda has it for Sault College. Spins away from two players. Glavoda coming out around Buckberger. Took a whack there from 91 Black. Glavoda stops. Pulls away from Benson. Glavoda wasn't sneaking in, and the puck didn't make it. And it ends up back in the center ice area. Mayana Blesino, number 26 for the Sault College Cougars. Local product. Bounces that off the boards to Stoss. Stoss thought she was going to run over Fantasy, but didn't. And the puck shot down the ice. No icing as Williams was in the area. Amelia Williams. Gingerly coming out of her own zone on the left side. Around Langton. With Stoss going to the goal. Williams was poke checked by Fitzpatrick. Williams has the puck again. She almost lost control of that. Sends it to the goal. That was deflected wide off the stick of Kathleen Fennessy. Buckberger bounces that off the glass by McDonald. And Pernod. And McDonald going for the puck. Pernod comes out of that almost with the puck. That was a shot that was steered aside by Forsyth with her right pad. Fitzpatrick couldn't get it by West. West up to Stoss. And it's going to be too far ahead as Lemke lets it go, and Fennessy shoots it around the boards. Langton out into the neutral zone. Caitlin Jock is going to come back. Here comes number 21. Shoots right on. And Lemke gathers it up. And there's no rebound. .13 left to go in the third period. Cougars 6, Devils 1. Walsmith for Land. Back to Ophelia Williams. Enberg. Fitzpatrick in the near corner. Davis coming in again, and she backhands it around the far side to Moreland. And Land stole it. Out to Lee. Shoots, scores! A one-time shot by Emma Lee. And another point for tonight for Material Land. And the Sault College Cougars are up by a score of 7-1. 13:52 left to go in the third period. Lily Walsmith. Rink wide to Material Land. Cutting to the center. Looking for Lee, and that bounced off a stick. And Caitlin Jock will be back in plenty of time to pick up the puck. Number 21 coming down the right side. Took a hack there from Buckberger. She's dished out a few hacks tonight as Buckberger. Walsmith turns. And Emily, number 6. And once again, you see the soft hands of number 6, Emily, and why she has all those points over the years here as a Sault College Cougar. Just a dynamic player, number 6. Sophia Buckberger coming in to take the puck. Oh, and she shot in front of her own goal. Knight with a blast. Another shot. And that's Lily Walsmith with a goal. As the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils player shot it in front of her own goal. And Walsmith buried it. And that's her second goal of tonight's game. Lily Walsmith with her second. 12:57 left to go in the third period. Sault College 8 and the Blue Devils 1. Glavoda in behind her own goal. Going to be kept in by Benson. Weaver couldn't get it out. Buckberger coming in to get the puck. Tara Knight comes in and takes it from her. Knight didn't get it by Benson. Benson shoots. That's steered aside easily by Forsyth. Laboda stops and spins away, but couldn't get it by Graham. For the goal, Buchberger. And she shot it wide. Hayden Dunn regrouping around the far boards. That's going to be Zoe Weaver. And Tara Knight coming through center. Gets it. Going to be a 2-on-1. Knight shoots and she shot that wide. Comes right out in front of the net. And Lemke covers it up. 12 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in period number 3. Sault College 8. And the Blue Devils 1. Fantazier, Waugh, Laidlaw, Boisano, and Williams. Laidlaw dishes it off to Boisano. Into Laidlaw, and she let it go by Fennessy. Around the far boards, Williams will keep that in. Amelia Williams shoots, that was blocked by Fennessy. Laidlaw bats it back to Boisano. Boisano into Laidlaw. Laidlaw coming back to the hash marks on the near side. Far side for Williams, and that pass was on her backhand. Williams. She fans on that backhand pass, and the puck is knocked into the Blue Devils bench. 11:36 left to go in the third period. Sault College 8 and the Blue Devils 1. Buchberger and Fantazier on the draw. Buchberger winning that one, and the puck comes around the near boards to Pernod. And she skips it by Boisano. Laidlaw back to pick up the puck. Number 27 from Aylmer, Ontario. Laidlaw drops it off Ray Bois. Boisano. To Bois. Across. Williams shoots. That's blockered aside on the stick of Beavis. And back out in to neutral territory. Ava Bois coming in. Around Buchberger. Another hack by 91. And Fantazier has the puck in the far corner. Moreland coming in to take it away. It comes out. And it's on in the possession of Buchberger. Rink wide. And that was Moreland that missed that pass. Check, that was Beavis that missed that pass. Watch this young lady skate go. Here she goes. Abigail McDonald, but she was checked as she was flying through the neutral zone. Karen Sullivan picks it up. Another one that can fly. Number 16, Sullivan, coming through the center. Almost around Moreland as she got that left skate just in the way. Wallsmith over the line. Stoss fell down. Sullivan shoots, and she shot that one right on. And Lemke with the save. There's got a penalty coming up. Sullivan with a shot, and that trickles in to Lemke. And there's going to be a penalty called to the Blue Devils. I didn't see what happened, but it looks like it's going to be, I don't know what the referee signal. We'll have to wait for the announcement to see what it was. But it's going to be number 29, and that's Mary Beth Graham. Of all the two-handed whacks that Sophia Buchberger has given tonight, and they give a penalty to Mary Beth Graham. Holy cow. Lucas Enberg for the Sault College Cougars. Lucas Enberg to Jock. Jock shoots, and she shot that one wide, looking for a deflection from Material Land. Land already has 4 here tonight in today's game. Fick to Lee. Back to Maddie Fick. Over to Jock. Shoots, and she shot that one low and wide. Fick on the far side. Shoots right into the glove of Chloe Lemke with 9:28 left to go in the third period. Sault College 8 and the Blue Devils 1. That last penalty was a bench minor to the Blue Devils, and that will be served by number 29, Mary Beth Graham. And right off the draw, Benson around the boards, but that will be kept in easily by Fick. Fick shoots, and she shot that wide. Zoe Weaver for the Cougars. Hayden down on the hash marks. Back to Fick. Walks into another one. Shoots just wide again. Oh, and there was a shot there by Knight and Fennessy. fencing. And we'll see if anything comes of that. Hayden Dunn all by herself. And the Cougars couldn't get her the puck. Vic over to Dunn. Dunn trying to get it through Fennessy. Went off her skate. Fennessy lost control of that. Zoe Weaver has it for Sault College. 30 seconds left in the penalty. To the Blue Devils. Lucas Enberg. Across to Maddie Fick. We'll see if the Deuce can bury one here on the power play. Fick shoots. That was deflected wide by Knight. Dunn in front of the goal, but this back to Boisano, and she couldn't handle that pass. And it comes back out. And the Cougars have to regroup. Maddie Fick coming in, cutting to the center. Fick, backhand shot. That was steered away by Lemke. Fick looking for Fantazier, and that pass was behind her. Fantazier dishes it off to Bois. And the Blue Devils are back to full strength. Jordan Beavis on the far side to Pernod. Pernod shoots it right on, and Denelli Forsyth easily gloves out of the air with 7:49 left to go in period number 3. Sault College 8 and the Blue Devils 1. Sault College has sent 50 shots so far toward Chloe Lemke. She will sleep well on the bus ride home. Boisano off the backboards to Glavoda. To Ava Bois. I said Amelia Bois. Sorry, Amelia. We're watching your younger sister Ava play well here for the Sault College Cougars tonight. Laidlaw around Moreland. And then gets away from Fitzpatrick. Still has it, finally poke checked. And the puck comes out. Glavoda across to Boisano. That one off Bois. On the stick of Glavoda. That's going to be offside. As Alea Fantazier was trapped inside the Blue Devils zone. 7:08 left to go in the third period. Sault College 8 and the Blue Devils 1. Abby McDonald banks out off the boards to Peyton Stoss. Stoss around Moreland. To West. Stoss looking for West, and she fanned on it. Stoss has control of the puck again. Back to McDonald. McDonald shoots, looking for a deflection, and went wide of the goal. West checked by Buckberger. Here comes Buckberger through center. She overskated the puck. And that's picked up by Terrence Sullivan. Sullivan coming in. Shoots. Right pad save by Lemke. Sullivan has it back to West. Sullivan back to West. For the goal. Right in front of the net. Stoss fanned on the shot. West. Around Buckberger. Shoots. And that one off something. West with another shot. And Lemke has it. Danica West has soft hands in tight as she makes some slick moves around some sticks. But that time she could not beat Chloe Lemke. 6:10 left to go in the third period. Sault College 8 and the Blue Devils 1. Hennessy around the board to Jordan Beavis. She's been quiet here in today's game. Had a goal last night. Amelia Williams tried to leave that there for Stoss, but it went through her skates. Stoss back to McDonald. Here she comes through center. McDonald to Stoss. Stoss sends it to the goal, but she fired it high off the glass. Beavis, that one off something high up into the air. Stoss falls right at her feet in front of the net, and it's going to be Williams getting control of the puck. West lost control of that as she was going to make a move around Fennessy. Amelia Williams back inside her own zone. 5.5 minutes to go in the third period. Material Land coming down the right side. Land coming to the center, leaves it for Jocks, shoots! Oh, and that one off the helmet of Chloe Lemke. A wicked shot that was by Jocks as she walked into that one. Lee, back to Lucas Enberg. Lucas Enberg sends it to the goal, deflection in front of the net. And that looked like it went off Fennessy. But Lemke was right there. and covered it up. 5:02 left to go in the third period. Sault College 8 and the Blue Devils 1. Lucas Enberg has the puck for Sault College to Walsmith. She was checked by Pernod. And Walsmith getting back. Pernod takes the puck from her, and there's going to be a penalty on the play to Walsmith. As the hard work by Kalina Pernod caused Lily Walsmith to haul her down. And the Blue Devils will go back to the power play with 4:51 left to go in the third period. Sault College 8, Lawrence Tech 1. Lucas Enberg off the face-off. Stops. Comes on the near boards. Knight. It's going to get it out and down the ice. Good work by number 18, Tara Knight. Caitlin Moreland gives that off to Addie Langton. Quickly up to Buckberger, to Langton. And then Lucas Enberg stops out in a hurry. Back comes Tara Knight, shorthanded. Over the line. Knight shoots. That was right into the glove of Chloe Lemke. 4 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in period number 3. Sault College 8, Blue Devils 1. 1:27 left to go in the penalty to Lily Walsmith. Fick around Beavis. Fick. And that squirts out of Buckberger. She didn't get far as Knight checked her. And Weaver's going to dump it back in. Buckberger involved in all kinds of activity here tonight in both games. Lucas Enberg, good work to come up. And Sault College making wholesale changes. Everybody changing up. And that's Langton. Cross ice pass. And Boisneau read that one and broke it up. Number 27, Reese Laidlaw has the puck for the Cougars. Short-handed. Coming down the right side. Cutting to the center. Still going around the goal. Laidlaw. Still has it. Doing laps. She's on her second one. Finally decides to stop. And checked by Buckberger. Buckberger has the puck down the right side. And it's left there. A shot in front of the net by Buckberger. Went off a stick over top of the goal. And Boisneau couldn't get it by Benson. Wasn't. Shot. Buckberger with a shot in. Forsyth. What a save that was by Forsyth. By far her best of the game as she went from her left to right. Buckberger all by herself in front of the goal. Couldn't score. Backhand shot by Fantazier. And Lemke was right there. Some good pressure by the Blue Devils late in the third period. But Denali Forsyth shut the door tight. 2:35 left to go in the third period. Sault College 8 and the Blue Devils 1. Fantazier winning that draw back to Weaver. Hands it off to Boisneau. Boisneau just gently wraps that around the boards. Ava Bois shoots right on. And Chloe Lemke was there once again. 2:20 left to go in the third period. Sault College 8 and the Blue Devils 1. Fantasy off the face-off. Banks it off the backboards to Sarah Benson. Benson. Boisneau keeping it in. Good work by number 26, Brianna Boisneau, to keep that puck inside the Blue Devil zone. Ava Bois. Checked by Benson. Weaver coming in to see if there's a loose puck. There is. Ava Bois has it. Bois hands it off to Weaver. Behind the goal. Weaver. Back to Fantazier. That went by her. Benson and Bois and Fantazier. The puck comes out. And Langton has it. Being bothered by Fantazier. Langton stops. Checked by Fantazier. And Weaver has the puck. Hennessy bounces that off the boards. And it's going to come out into the center ice area. Mariana Boisano decides to come herself as everybody else is changing. So the puck ends up deep inside the Blue Devil zone. Benson gave that away. Oh, that was a bad pass. Here comes Danica West. Shoots. And she couldn't finish. As Danica West was right in tight on that blatant giveaway by the Blue Devils. Holy cow. Danica West couldn't have asked for a better pass than that, right on the tape, and she could not finish. West tried to deke. It didn't work. Chloe Lemke was right there. And the puck is on the stick of Amelia Williams. Donald back to Williams. Danica West going to give it a shot again. West shoots. A right pad save by Lemke. West. And checked by Benson. And it's going to come to Williams. Shoots. And that one was shot wide. Abby McDonald. To Stoss. One-time shot by West, and it didn't get much on that one. That one fluttered over top of the goal. Sullivan. And that's West. Shoots. Right on. Rebound. And Terrence Sullivan puts it in an empty net. And the Sioux College Cougars are up by a score of 9-1. 20.3 seconds left to go in the third period. Danica West coming through center. Hands it off to Sullivan. And Pernod will get it not out. And this time, will it come out? It comes out. And that's going to just about do it. Here comes Fantasy racing for the puck with Williams. And Williams is there. And the buzzer goes. And the final score here in Game 2, the Sioux College Cougars 9 and the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils 1. Leading the way for the Sioux College Cougars here tonight, Materia Land with 4 goals and a couple of helpers. Lily Wall-Smith with a couple of goals herself. And the final shots on goal here in Game 2 by the Sioux College Cougars, 61. And by the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils, 9. Once again, the final score here this afternoon, the Sioux College Cougars 9 and the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils 1. Next action for the Sioux College Cougars will be next Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. right here at the Northern Community Center as they take on the Sudbury U18 Lady Wolves. For the entire Sioux College Cougars hockey team, my name is Mike Armitage. Thanks very much for watching. And good afternoon from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.